Ooh, right, it is. It's ramble time again. I love these. I'm looking forward. I kind of look forward to these each week now, and I hope you do. So this week it's the State of Automation for Accounting survey, and wanted to give you a little bit of a feedback on what responses we've had so far, a little bit of an insight into what people are saying, what your peers are saying about their practice, about their use of automation and AI. So, give you a few highlights. We've had answers and responses from all manner of roles and positions in accounting firms and practices, from accountants and bookkeepers through partners, founders, owners, a real widespread. We've got practices with solo founder practitioners, micro, small, medium and large, so real good spread, and covering loads of different industries that you're currently looking after. And so we asked, one of the questions is, are you currently using automation and AI in your practice? And it was a really 80% plus said you actually are. More surprising, maybe 20% aren't. So that's quite illuminating. So anyway, we asked what people are using, what kind of automation and AI you're using, and there was actually quite a fairly good spread, an interesting one, but overwhelmingly one of the big ones that came out was ChatGPT, not surprisingly I suppose. Everyone seems to be having a dabble with that one. We asked also what tasks you're using it for in your practice, and again a really broad spread of things that people are experimenting with. Everything from what you'd expect, data entry, the record keeping and bookkeeping, but also client communications. I was quite surprised by that one myself. But yeah, really broad spread of different activities that you are using it for. And how satisfied? Generally speaking, most people are satisfied, 60%, so over half, but there's a big number, more than I expected, that are dissatisfied, which is interesting, but I'll come on to some of the comments in a minute. Benefits, people are getting benefits across the board. A lot of things, efficiency and productivity as you'd expect, but also cost reductions, staff morale, client satisfaction, better profit, managing growth better, and a really interesting one, a higher number than I expected, work-life balance, which is brilliant. So yeah, interesting results. Quickly moving on, trust. It's a big issue. I've covered this loads of time in different blogs. Do you trust the outcomes and recommendations from automation and AI? And for the most part, there's a really high response to say yes, but a high enough number for the concern that don't trust. But there you go. And the people who are not using automation and AI at the moment, the main reasons, most to be lack of knowledge, cost. They're the two biggest things that came out of that. So what would increase your trust? Better transparency, better accuracy, better privacy of data, better integrations, but also lower cost of adoption. So these are themes that are coming out loud and clear all the time. And also the very high number of people who are planning to invest a lot more in automation and AI in the future. So that's really promising. And then finishing up, which areas will you like to use bots and automation and AI for? And it's really broad again. People are using it in lots of areas. People want to use it in lots more areas. So it's incredibly broad and it covers pretty much every area of work and tasks within the practice. For those who aren't, what's stopping you? Same thing, again, consistency here, cost, knowledge, time, a little bit of the fear and unknown, and a little bit of trust. So some really interesting insights so far, some surprising, some not. To me, certainly, maybe you've got a different outlook. I just want to share a couple of interesting insights that people added comments. We had the first one, this is really interesting, an early adopter, but employers are not keen to proceed due to cost. And interestingly, they'd rather employ an apprentice. So they would rather employ a person that does one shift rather than a bot and automation or AI that can cover 24/7, 365 and cost less. So there's definitely more at stake than the comment would reveal. Other people really confident about what they want to do, but cost effectiveness, time to figure out which tools to use. Don't see value in ROI. It gets so frustrated, but because mostly at the same time, they don't see that they can grow their practice without automation and AI. So I can see where the frustration is coming from. Barriers to entry, time, research, implementation. Someone said they love the advent of AI. It's wonderful, but it has serious limitations. And I've done blogs and articles on that as well. Again, if you're unsure, have a look at some of the stuff on our website, botsforthat.com. Go to the blogs. There's some really useful information on there that might help but they're certainly not to be overlooked because they exist. Other one, there's just an overwhelming amount of choice. They'd like to implement more though. I love this one here. This AI is not full AI. I love that. Whoever said that, you're bang on. It's just automation plus. I agree with you 100%. Not necessarily in our case, but I would agree with that as a general comment. I've done again on blogs and articles on that one. People just slapping an AI banner on stuff and saying it's better, it's proved, but it's really not. And then the last one is, I love this one. Before we could let AI loose, who the hell's going to do that anyway, right? They would want to run serious tests and make sure it's as accurate as a qualified accountant or beekeeper. I would actually set the bar higher and say it needs to be more accurate than a human in doing a job, and quicker, and produce a better outcome with more context, more detail, more granularity. It's got to be better, not just as good. You can lift and shift and just do it as it is, but it needs to lift and you need to move and improve it. It's got to be better than us, not just, if it's got to earn its place in our work, in our lives, it's got to be better, not just the same. So if it's going to be the same, it's got to be cheaper. Bottom line. And that's it. That's my rambles for today. That's the insights from the State of Accounting Automation Survey so far. They're brilliant insights. If you want to get involved, if you want to learn more, if you want to have your say on where the future of your practice automation is going, get involved. Honestly, would it be impossible to find 3 to 4 minutes right now, right this minute, to fill out the survey and get involved? Please do.